Okay. Yep. If you can't hear me tonight, let me know. Okay. It's a fucking Microsoft problem. It's a fucking Microsoft problem. Right? Right? They were fucking ball bags and they fucked us up. Right? And I'm just hoping nobody can hear me. Well, tell him to get his fucking finger out and do something proper. Stop fucking everything up. Yes. No, we've not. We've not. We've always kept the routine. Yeah, we've kept the routine every week. But yeah, it's something we'll open up to the chat. What do they want to see us doing on our return week? D&D or Call of Cthulhu? Don't. So, if I remember things correctly from a previous session, you had been making your way to Oxley across the northern path. You'd had come across a body of a familiar gnome, the one you'd met in the crypts, found that he was dead, and you'd also encountered a large serpentine creature with a lightning breath. After dispatching it and carving it up for parts, you are now on your way back to Oxley. Continuing, you're about halfway there. You've probably been traveling for about 2 or 3 days. Now you've probably got about 3, 4 days to go because you're not laden down as much with supplies or caravans. But it's the dawn of the fourth day. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do? So if you start heading down the road, and the weather's nice and the day's going well, and the day passes to lunch afternoon, from afternoon to evening. Now as the start begins to get dark and things like that, what kind of who's taking watches? Okay. And anybody taking second watch? And third or fourth? Okay. So if you all take 2 or 3 hours each, you should cover the 8 hours. So, Finn, on the first watch, could you roll me perception? 17 on perception. Okay, as you're sitting there, you can hear off in the distance bagpipes playing. You can hear drums playing as well. You can hear them playing. You can hear them off in the distance. You could give me a roll. What kind of roll would that be? Let me just check. Yeah, history or yep, history would be good, or nat. No, you don't have natural world 'cause we're playing D&D. It's so hard to keep Call of Cthulhu and D&D in my head. But yeah, history would be fine, or something like survival. Yeah, definitely. No, you've traveled this road a lot over the last number of years, and you've never heard a sound like this at all. It's completely different from anything you've ever heard on this path. It sounds like there's one drum and maybe one or two bagpipes playing. But yeah, it doesn't sound like a war band of drums. There seems to be like almost a rhythmic, but not a marching rhythm to it. It's probably you can hear it wafting on the wind. It's a good maybe half a mile away from you. Yeah. Okay. No, absolutely. You can have a tiny hut. Yeah. Yep. So use the rest using. Okay. So as you start heading off, following this sound, you can hear it getting louder and louder. Yes. That. So. So the two of yous make your way, leaving your comrades asleep inside the tiny hut, and you make your way further into the hills. And eventually you arrive on what looks like a stone circle almost. It's so stones laid about. You notice across the ground There's blood splattered. Roll my perception roll, both years. Mm, okay. So what? Yep. Okay. So with both the perceptions, as you look forward, you can see what looks like four or five small humanoids. They're about a foot, about 2, maybe 3 foot tall. They're all dancing around a fire. But that's not the abnormal thing. The thing that's abnormal is there seems to be bodies strewed across the ground. They're ripped apart. There's arms, there's legs, there's blood everywhere, all across the ground. And these four little creatures seem to be dancing around a fire, playing bagpipes and beating drums, and just seem to be having a great old time in between all these dead bodies. You can see they're all covered in blood. You could definitely try it. 10. With a 10, you're not sure. You think there might be some kind of like halfling creature, be it a gnome or a halfling or something like that, but they're very small. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yep. Okay. Sorry, my cat is going absolutely mental. Yep. Okay, so as you start heading back, eh, you notice that the music suddenly stops, and you can hear. Okay, you hear some talking, and but nothing that seems to stand out. And then after a minute or two, the music starts up again, and you can see as you start running, and you look back over your shoulder, you can see the dancing started again, and but some of them are like a couple of them are waving human arms around as they dance, the blood splashing across each other. And they seem to be having a good old merry time. So you arrive back at the little dome, enter into the dome, you can see the other three asleep, and you wake them up. So, do you have audio yet, Finn? Great. Excellent. So you start making your way back towards this camp all 5 years. So eventually you make your way back to this camp. You can see the 4 or 5 little creatures dancing around the fire, playing drums, playing their bagpipes. One of them's waving an arm in the air. It's splashing blood across the other ones. And they're all sitting off in the distance. How close are you getting? Are you just going to go straight up to them? What are you planning? You're probably a couple 100 feet, if not, so you can look over them. Uh, Yeah, probably, yeah. It depends on how close you want to get. How close do you want to be? Roll me nature or an arcana. Yeah. No, no, in fact, you can roll the arcana. 15. Well, with 15, yeah, looking at these creatures, they've got small little red, like proper traditional gnome helm hats on. They've got large metal boots on their feet. You know, one of them you notice has got this weird sickle on its back. But they all seem to be dancing around. And y- yeah, you recognize this as a small, this is a fey creature, very rare. Hardly you've only never seen it in books. It's a red cap. Eh, you've only seen them in books. Nobody's ever seen them. They're myth almost. Everybody make me a perception roll. Everybody make me a perception roll. Yes, it's new day. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a problem. Don't worry about that at the moment. But yeah, take your potent rolls. Yeah. Yeah. I'm having weird issues with. So you can see these 5 little creatures dancing around, and as you look with your perception rolls, eh, you notice there's about maybe 8 or 9 bodies lying at a couple of caravans further off, a couple of like wagons and things like that, and there's some animals. It seems that the animals have all been slaughtered as well. There's just blood everywhere, and body parts, animal parts, and they seem to be having a really good jolly time dancing and One of them starts singing. You can see they're passing around a wineskin. They've got blood in their face, all over their clothes and things. You could roll me an Arcana roll. Okay. Okay. So what was it you were asking for? Sorry, before I forget. Eh, yeah, with that, it's not any of them, but there is a correlation with a deep speech. There is something similar to that deep speech. You do understand it, and they're singing a song, and the song is about the killing and pillaging and rapage of villages. Yep. So, Mark Killam, you are going to roll. Can you roll me your attack? Mm, yeah, the whole party gets a surprise round. Yeah, no, it's not. It only yeah, it only takes the enemies because you'll react it before they will. So you want to roll? Yeah. Okay. What's that, sir? Okay. Okay. So if you have a look on roll 20, you can kind of see uh, where they are compared to where you are. Oh, hang on. Maybe, sir. There we go. What do you see now? Lots of blood. Uh, So let me just. So you've got at least four you can see. You can see here, and you have dead bodies lying everywhere, all over the place around about here, and these are all down about. Yep. Yeah. So there's five. There was two sitting on top of each other. Just down the bottom. So you can see it's in front of you. So you could kill him. You could definitely hit that first guy here. I don't know. How can it? Why won't it show me? So you could definitely hit the first guy here, like just as you can see in the gap. Uh, with your Eldritch Blast. Yep. Unless you just want to be further away. But, yep. About 75, 80 feet from them. Unless you want to be further away. Okay. Oh, maybe back there. I don't know if you've got. Okay, so that's definitely a hit. Yep. And would you like to roll your damage? Okay. Okay. Excellent. So, no, if you want to try and like position yourselves on the. Sorry, I've got really bad heartburn today. Position yourselves where you've got a surprise around. Yep. Okay. Yep. It's a definite hit. Oh. Uh, okay. So can everybody roll initiative for me? Yeah, sorry. But yeah, if you could all roll initiative as well once you get a move, or you do what you want. Okay. Oh, equal to, yeah, 30 feet. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Eh, Hang on. So, okay. Okay. If I'm recognizing them, no, they're definitely, you don't think they're resistant to fire or anything like that. Okay. And they. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me just roll that. Uh, hmm, very much so. Well, that's a fail with a 5 plus 2. no +1. So that's a 6. So they all fail. So I'm guessing you'll get all 5 in that area. So all 5 of them fail. And what's the damage? Okay. So they all turn around and start screaming. You can see some of the clothes are on fire. The actual like proper traditional little gnome hats they've got on are all burning. Some of the bodies have caught fire. You can actually smell the charred flesh coming down. Um, But if you could all roll initiative for me. So I'm still waiting on Dole, you, Cameron, and Mark for initiative rolls. Okay. 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 So it is as initiative starts, it is back to you, Cameron. Since you've had your surprise round. Sorry. Let me just clarify that, Cameron. How much damage did you do? Uh, uh, yep. You rolled. Oh, the column. Yeah. Well, according to this, it's saying. Yes. No, column rolled a 15, according to. Okay. Torbeck, what did you roll? Sorry, you rolled a 19. Okay, for some reason you put a 4 in. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, yeah, sorry, for some reason you put a 4 in and that confused me. Okay, so no, according to this, it's Adriel first. Let's just go with that. You just cast Fireball, what you did now. No, they're actually beginning to run towards yous. Okay, okay. Okay, so the first one rolled a natural 1. Right, so I'm guessing he takes full damage. The next one rolled a 19, so it'll be a success. The third one rolls come on, roll 20, you're so fast. A 6. That's 2 fails. Uh, so 20. So I rolled 20. So that's one fail. One fail, 3 passes. Okay, so one of them just kinda drops to the ground. You can see him badly burnt. The other one's what's happy 35. Happy 35 is 17. Okay. So the other ones do look badly damaged. Oh, yeah. Okay. Torbek, you're next. Mm-hmm. Okay, roll your attack. That's definitely a hit. No, no, he's down. He hits the ground. Yeah. I've never seen it before in my life in like roll 20 because like it was a 19. I rolled a 19. I rolled an 18, and then I rolled a 19 for the three, and they've got +1 on their decks. Hmm. So you managed that one. He kind of stumbles and falls to the ground dead. Zarro's stuck in his head. Okay, so roll me that attack. 12. Yes. I've always said communication between you is a free action. So to shout, it's absolutely free. Or make a comment. I think. And what did you get for the second knife? Or your second arrow, sir? 12, is it? Yeah, that's a mess. You can hit square next to them. Okay. So where are you moving to? Okay. So can you see roll 20? Okay. Okay. No problem. So as you want to move within 45 feet. Yep. So you want to be right up next to them, or do you want to be some distance? Any kind of. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it there. So there is two of them completely dead. This one is going to run right up to Dole, and it is going to use its. It's going to use a kick. It's going to run right up to you, Dole. It's going to try and kick you in the balls. Right. Uh, so can you make a dexterity saving throw for me? Okay, so it runs right up and it just boots you square with its metal steel toe cap boots right in the fucking ball sack. You can actually feel your ball sack push into your body, uh, and you actually feel that it's like cough, uh, and you take 3d10. Oh yeah. So you take 34 points of damage from this kicking the balls. You actually feel them coming out your throat. 3d10 plus 4. I rolled a 9, a 10, and a 10. Plus a 4. So the rest is so okay. There was 5. There was 3 left. You've killed, yeah. Um, there was that's the body. Yeah. It was DC 17. Yeah, yeah. They're wearing solid iron boots. Uh, uh, yeah. No, they get disadvantage on stealth and things like that. But yeah. So that is the end of his turn. And now it is Caleb. It is your turn. You've just seen your comrade being kicked in the balls. He's actually coughed his own balls up. And there's one of these creatures in front of him. Okay. So you run up and start smacking at him. Oh, it definitely hit. Yeah, definitely. He's dead. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so after this guy kicks Dole in the balls, and Dole goes down with a coughing fit and passes out. Kill him, you run up, you smack this gnome with your a hammer, and take his head clean off with that kind of hit. Yeah, teabagging's always a free action. Just pick the balls up off the ground and just teabag over his own balls. Yes, it is. Okay, so Ridgewalker, you are next. Okay. Okay, excellent. Roman attack. Definitely a hit. Yep, it goes down without a question. Yep, definitely that's a hit. Yep, he goes down as well. So you kill all five of these little creatures. You can see the body begins to like each of them begins to turn to like slime, and it flashes a bright light and fades away to nothing. And the only thing that's left, nope, the only thing that's left behind is this small little red hat, small little gnomish hat. You're wearing a very similar hat to these creatures. But as this is going on, though, can you roll me a death saving throw? Oh, oh. Well, I think that's a good point to have a break for 10 minutes and then we'll be back in 10. So you're standing and there's these five dead bodies of these small humanoid gnomish creatures wearing their large steel boots. And then did you just roll a death saving throw for me? Or could you maybe do one now? Passed, excellent. Yes. Rather than a fetal position. Yep. Okay. Okay. A roll my perception roll or something like that. Or maybe an arcana if you're looking for magic things in perception. I was saying if you're just looking generally, roll my perception. If you're looking for something magical, roll me an arcana. Yep. So you can so okay, if you roll me perception or investigation. Type magic, these creatures, they seem to be you can see the lingering effect of magic. You definitely think that they are some kind of fey-based creature. They are naturally magical, but they don't seem to have anything magical on them. The whole area that they seem to be dancing around does have a light magical glow to it, but nothing that you can really identify. So as you start looking around, you notice in the background there's like four or five wagons. As you start looking through them, you find about 500 gold pieces and change. There's silver, there's copper between these people. Yep, if you let's try to looking around. There's no real religious iconic, but what you do, something sparks in your mind that these creatures you have read about them in the past, but it's hey, is you sorry, can you hear me? Oh, my internet's been around today. But if you can hear me, then you look around and there's no real religious icons kicking around. But something does spark in your mind that these creatures, you've got a bit of information about them, but they only really appear where there's a lot of death, and they always come and add to that death. Yes, if there's a lot of area, then they tend to appear and join in the revelry. They add to it. They try and do whatever they can. Mhm. Okay. Roman investigation. Yep. 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 With an 8, so with a 10, it's, or is it 8 in total? Looking around, the bodies are in such a state that it's hard to tell what the wounds were. There's limbs that are slashed, there's limbs that are ripped off. It just seems that it's quite a bloodbath around about, yeah. It's very hard to tell with that what was the cause of death of a lot of these, but they were never nice deaths. Yeah, definitely. Roll me an investigation. With an 11, as you look around, they all have very similar clothing. They all have the very similar boots, large iron boots. They all carry the very same large sickles that seem abnormally large for the size of creature that they are. And they all seem to be dressed the same. They look very similar, actually. They almost look almost identical, almost as though it's one creature but multiple bodies. It looks so similar. Uh, yep, yep, okay. Even these ones don't seem to have, but yep, absolutely. It seems like it was designed for a large humanoid. It's about 5, 6 foot long, curved blade weapon. It looks rather vicious. There's a lot of almost rusted blood on it. And as you look around the other bodies that are lying, and with your perception, with your investigation rules, sorry, eh, looking at the caravans and things like that, there is a symbol on the side of the caravans. It shows it's one of the trade guilds that normally pass between Oxley and Hill End. The cart seems absolutely untouched. It seems to be that these creatures, the Redcaps, have only focused on the people, and not, but they left the carts completely intact. roll me like a natural world, well, a nature, so it's nature or perception or investigation, whatever you wish. Doc. Yeah, survival would work as well. Yep. So Doc, what did you get? Sorry, 10. With a 10, you you start. Sorry, with a 10, you start following the tracks back from the small little campfire you see in the dead body. You start following them back further into the mountains, into the range, and after about 300 feet. Sorry, I was going to say with you start following them back, and after about 100, 200 feet away from the camp, they seem to just appear from nowhere. They just the footprint just start. There is no. It seems to come from where the footprint just appear. Okay. Uh, Yeah. Or perception. They both give you two. They both give you two different kind of two different amounts of information. So with your investigation, just look around. You can see that most of these carts haven't been touched. It's almost as though the creatures, the red caps, weren't interested in the vans at all, caravans at all. Everything seems to be where you'd expect it to be. So there's crates still sitting closed inside the back of it. There's green bags sitting there. They seem to be unopened and things like that. There seems to be a clothes inside some chests, but there's a lot of supplies. What was your investigation roll you got? 17. With 17, you do find there's like a large chest in the back of one of the caravan crates that's filled with arrows. It's filled with bows. It's filled with short swords. But also there's also another crate that's filled with goblets, chalices, plates, cutlery, and they're all of a very fine quality. You have a small cart, yes? Yep. Okay, absolutely. So as you look around between drivers and things like that, there is a they do have like invoices and delivery notes, which seems which is absolutely normal for you. You know that like there is the delivery notes of where things should go, and one of the delivery notes talks about going to a Lamhom, which is a lot further south than it's the other side of the Hill Creek. It's past the Lamont Pass, so it's heading very south. Where you are heading north, so this would you would understand generally this would pass the Hill Creek. From Hill Creek, it would head on to Lamhom to the south. It's nothing unusual stands out to you. You know you could get a good price if you wish to sell it to another market or whatever you wish to do with it, but it was heading south to some of the further brothers of the land, boroughs of the land to the south. Yep, definitely. Okay. Okay. So you, so is as a day passes into night, who's taking the first watch? So roll me a perception, Mark. Gold. Yeah. So the first the first watch passes without any incident. You look around. There doesn't seem to be any more creatures or anything like that. Anything particular you want to do while you watch, or do you want to just let it pass naturally as you sit there and watch out over this moor? So the watch passes. Who's take a second watch? Okay. Anyone else taking it, or just Turbic? Okay. So Tyvek. So Tyvek, roll me. Yeah, well, that comes to me. Yeah. So roll me a perception roll. Yeah. 9. With that, as you're walking around the camp, it's strange. The sickle on your back that you're carrying just seems to start fading away and vanishes to nothing. As you look around the camp, the bodies of these 5 red caps all seem to slowly start vanishing away. There's nothing left. But also, the other bodies, the other 7 bodies of people, also begin to vanish. So there's nothing left of them. The only thing that's left on the ground is blood smears. Uh, Connor, can you roll me an insight roll? Yeah, natural. With the natural one, you look around and it seems strange that everything starts disappearing. Uh, it really does seem strange to you. So I was just saying it seems very strange to you that everything starts disappearing. You're in the middle of the woods, the bodies disappear. What you haven't taken off the carts, even the carts seem to disappear. All the mutilated bodies disappear. And the only thing that's left is the body of a small humanoid being left. No, you could have maybe have thought that it could have been obscured by some of the other bodies. Could have been lying underneath them or something. 'Cause it is lying where the other bodies were. It's yeah, but definitely outside. Okay. So no, what you saying? Yep. So as you head over to the body to look at it, it's a very similar body to you've seen before. It it's a very small, gnomish body. You can see there's a couple of arrows stuck into it. It's got a couple of wounds from other things. It's slightly singed at parts. And it's lying there. And the eyes look up at you. The body's dead, but the eyes are definitely staring at you. Mark. And roll. No, in fact, don't even roll. As the eyes can look at you, you can see one of the eyes. It begins to start forming crystals in the eye. The whole eye becomes crystalline. It seems to refract light at different areas, and his whole entire left eye becomes a collection of crystals. You see this very familiar body of a gnome lying there. Okay. Yeah, you can respond to the message. You could try, but you'd have to make a deception roll. Yeah, so definitely with that, I think. Yeah, he knows it's you. But what's that? So what hit it? As you hit an eye or the person. So as you swing down with your hammer and you hit into the eye, it shatters. But it's a shard fly in all different directions. And you hear what sounds almost like a scream, but it's purely in your head. And I want you to take a 4 damage, but there's a flash of light, and then everything goes quiet. Yes. Give me 1 second. Keep talking, I can hear you. Now, Tybeck, can you roll me an investigation roll? You, Connor. 6, okay. Not the best, but standing here at this point in time, you feel something jagging against your leg. Uh, It's not painful, but it's just almost like there's something in your bag that's not sitting right or something. Yep. As you look into your bag, you see that these 9 eyeballs that you had have all turned to pure crystal. You can see the eyeball in itself has turned to multiple crystals, the optical nerves that hang off them have all turned into a series of crystals connected together. No, there's still nine different eyeballs, but the actual ball has become crystal. The optical nerve has become a series of crystals connected together, and the whole eyeball is made up of lots of small crystals all connected together. You doing anything with them, or are you just looking at them? I would just say, I would just saying, are you doing anything with them, or are you just picking them up? Are you just looking at them, or are you picking them up, or okay, okay. So as you grab one, can you roll me a dexterity roll? Yes. No, just dexterity saving throw. Yep. 14. Okay, so as you pull this eye out your hand, you feel your finger getting cut ever so slightly, just like almost like a paper cut on one of these eyes, just one of these crystals, and your blood just slowly drips onto the eye. And what was a solid crystal eyeball with like crystal optical nerves all slowly changes back into a real eye. The optical nerve wraps around your finger and like tries to like slowly slip into the cut. Okay, Roman attack. What did you get? With a 14, is you smack down, you smack into your bunny friend's arm. You can hear the crack as his hand breaks. It actually, you can hear two of fingers shattered. But as arrow as a eye drops to the ground, you can see the optical nerve whip around slightly, and then the whole eye slowly turns to crystal. Well, just before you do the attack, it slowly turns back into solid crystal and starts moving. Okay. So you smash that, you can see almost like a black goo kind of leaves out of the crystals as it's holding it together, but it seems to just lie there, shattered apart on the ground. You've got a couple of broken fingers. It'll take, you think, if you split them up and you've got a couple of days of rest and maybe a bit of magic, they'll heal without any problem. But yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. How about you curing them for? It's probably done one or two. Okay. Uh, what's your attack damage? If- Yeah, roll it for me. Just to know what you heal. Yep. Oh, so Mark, how much you healing it for? Uh, it's Yeah. Okay. So you can use your fingers, but it's a little bit painful. But these eyes are this bag of the 8 eyes are lying on the ground. He smashed them open. They seem to be shattering the crystals that they're all made from. I'll leave that up to you to decide. How about you both roll me dexterity rolls? Yeah, just straight up deck to see who's the fastest to pull one out of the way. Yep. Okay. Okay. So so you managed to flick one of the eyes out of the way. So the seven. So you smash Mark. You smash 7 of the eyes. There's one left. So quite far away, next to almost like Finn's feet, but not within contact range, but close. As you flicked it out of the way, the rest. Yep. Okay. So you. So as you slice yourself and you take 1 point of damage, and you slowly drip the blood onto this one last surviving eye. Okay. So the broken pieces, as you drop it on, you can see bits start spasming. They start moving in weird directions. It's almost as though like they're trying to compensate, but they can't because they're broken too badly. Parts of the nerve start spasming, waving in different directions, and suddenly the eyeball turns around and looks at you, the bits that are left of it. No, the bits that are left turn around, can try and they'll try and like look towards you, but they don't seem to do anything. Okay. Yep. Uh, as you look at him, he does seem very familiar. Uh, you've seen this gnome twice now before. You've seen him under the city in the catacombs. You've seen his dead body next to the large crater that the large serpent came out. So, but it does seem like he has no eyes. There's blood down his face, and as you look across his body, there is nothing in his pockets or anything like that. But he's lying there, and it is now the third time you've seen him. Okay. Okay, excellent. So as you spend how long does this take you to cast? Is it 10 minutes or is it longer? Okay. Well, roll me there roll me either a religion or roll me either a religion or an arcana. Your choice. What did you get? Okay. So you spend time praying over the body and you're not sure, but there seems to be some kind of pushback. Uh, there does seem to be some kind of strange pushback against you. You don't know what it is, but it is there. But there's you can't tell what it is, but yeah, something's pushing back against you. It it feels almost though there's a disturbance in the force, is the only way I can say it, around about this body. It's you would assume that this rich old spell, the last rites you've given multiple times, you always felt a sense of calm after it as the person moved on happily to the next realm. But this, there seems to be something pushing back, doesn't want to move on. It just feels like it's stuck on the edge. Yeah, the fire still burned away. You can still see the instruments sitting next to it. They dropped and ran towards it. Hmm. Yep. As as you drop into the fire, you hear a sizzle and a like pop, 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 almost as though you've dropped a small insect into a fire and it slowly heats up and boils and pops apart. Like when you were a kid and you used to drop like snails into fires and slugs, you hear the little pop. I was a sadist kid, but but yeah, you get that little you get that little nice little distinct pop of these each of these shards. Of course you can, yeah. Not much a problem with just easy slicing it off and whatever you want to do with it. Yep, yep. And well, without a problem, you manage to cut the ear off and before the body's thrown in the fire and it's eventually burnt away to nothing. So you've got one eyeball and one ear left. But the rest of the day passes without much incident. The next 2.5 days, 3 days pass without much incident. and you eventually arrive to the city of Oxley. As you head up, you can see the large walls of the city all around you. It's a familiar sight. You've been to the city more than once. You can see a small little guard tower sitting outside. The guard standing out in front. He's like, "Ah, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you again, my friends. How's things going?" Oh, well. I'm sure if you head into the town, I'm sure you can find things that will turn not so good into good. But ah, well, well, you seem to be traveling quite late. You not got a caravan with you this time? No? Oh, oh well, yes, yeah, you'll probably have your own little cart with you. It's just normally he's used to use traveling with caravans of between 5 and 10, 15 carts between where you came from and Toxley. Eh, but he's like, ah, yes, well, I know who you are, so yeah, and he like pulls out a clipboard from behind and starts like writing names. He's like, hey, just head in to the city. Hey, have yourselves a good time. Just let me know when you leave on your way back out and you're heading back south. Bye. Anything I could do for you while you're here? Alcohol. Well, what kind of alcohol are you looking for? Oh well, and he looks at you and he kind of gives you a smile and he's like, oh well, just if you head into the town, there's the old knife. Oh, it's a good pub. I'm sure you've been there before. Eh, but yeah, it should be quite quiet. It do like kind of pulls out like a small little contraption from his pocket. He's like, yeah, definitely, it should be quite quiet at this time of the day. But yeah, the old knife, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. The old knife's probably the best place. Yeah. Eh, if you're going to drop that cart off, definitely drop off the Cattle's Not Pets. Eh, I'm sure you know where you're going. Yeah, definitely. You know where you're going. Been here enough times in your past. Eh, away you go. I'm heading to town. Yeah, I was just about to say that's probably a good time to finish now as you slowly start entering into the town of Oxley. It's okay, great. But as you head into the town of Oxley, we will pick it up again in 2 weeks' time. Well, yeah, thanks. Love you all. Bye.